The St. Joseph School District's Chief Financial Officer, Beau Musser, is speaking out after his lawsuit against the district finally appears to be coming to an end. The board voted 5-0 last night to settle Musser's wrongful termination suit. The vote comes almost a year to the day that Musser was accused of sexual harassment by former Superintendent Dr. Fred Zerwanka and former Human Resources Director Doug Flowers, and then placed on administrative leave. A few weeks later, Musser filed the suit. The CFO sat down with News Press columnist Steve Boer to discuss the vote.
Beau, last night a vote took place where the school district and the school board is going to pursue a settlement in your lawsuit that you filed last spring. What's the status of that lawsuit? What's the latest?
Well, obviously, as you guys reported last night, the board voted on the settlement agreement. I haven't seen the actual agreement that they signed last night, but I guess this is the next step in the process. They've agreed to the terms that have been set forth in the settlement agreement, and I guess that'll come back to me and my lawyer sometime soon for us to review and go through as well.
It's been a long road since last spring. A lot of things have happened. You were restored to your position. You've been able to hire some help, and so talk about kind of how you feel now that maybe this thing is moving towards a settlement.
Yeah, well, it was 1 year ago today that I was put on leave.
Really?
Yeah, well, I guess March 28th of last year, but that fell on a Friday, and here we are a year later on another Friday, and it's been a long ride for me and my family, and for the school district as well. And so I'm looking forward to putting this behind me. My family is looking forward to having this behind us, and I think the school district obviously would like to have this behind us as well.
So as you go along from here forward, I know you don't have a contract, an employment contract yet. Do you think that this might be a step that could lead the district to go ahead and issue you a contract and maybe give you a little bit of security going forward, so that it'll be a little bit easier for you to do your job as CFO?
Well, I sure hope so. It's industry standard for C-level executives to have contracts. It's also industry standard for CFOs to have contracts. I had a contract when I came and worked here, and so certainly it would be nice to have that to fall back on. We have lots of budgetary issues as we move forward, large deficit budgets that are going to require some very difficult decisions, and in my role as CFO, I'm the one that's going to have to make some very tough recommendations, and so it's only fair in my eyes that I'd have the comfort of that contract for sure.
Let's say this does get settled in the next week or a few months, or whenever they that timetable is. When do you think that the district will be facing these decisions? When do you think that you're going to have to maybe go to the board and make some of those tough recommendations you were talking about?
Well, I think that the big issue and concern is not the 15-16 school year, which starts in July, but that school year after that. With the potential loss of the 63 cents revenue if it's not renewed in August, then we lose that money. And that's when our serious issues, monetary issues will come to light for sure, and we'll have to address that with budget cuts and/or certainly revenue increases to restore that funding. And so it's for that 16-17 school year, but the budgeting process for that year will begin soon enough, here probably as early as July, and so we're not too far away from having to look long term on how we're going to fund our school district.
You can find all the stories leading up to Beau Musser's vindication online at newspressnow.com/SJSD.